If we talk about Cognizant, one of the biggest IT companies employing Indians across the world, is now reportedly preparing for a major layoff exercise under a reconstructing program called Project Leap. And the numbers that are being discussed, they are massive. Industry experts believe Cognizant, it could cut anywhere between 12,000 to 15,000 jobs in the coming phase. Wait, can you think about that for a second? Up to 15,000 employees. Now that is not a small correction. That is a workforce earthquake. And the reason, once again, it circles back to the same world that is now haunting the global tech industry: artificial intelligence. Well, across the IT world today, companies are aggressively trying to reduce cost, automate the workflow, and rebuild themselves around AI-driven productivity. Earlier, companies expanded teams rapidly. They hired thousands of engineers, analysts, testers, support staff, and project managers. But now the mindset inside the boardroom, it is definitely changing completely. Executives, they are just asking one brutal question: if AI can do the same work, and that too faster, why maintain such a large team? And that is the dangerous shift now happening inside the global IT firm. Cognizant officially announced that it expects to spend between $230 million and $320 million in severance costs under this new reconstructing initiative. Well, the company did not officially confirm the exact numbers of layoff though, but industry estimates suggest the cut would range about 12,000 to 15,000. And this becomes deeply personal for India. Why? Because Cognizant employ more than 357,000 people globally. And out of them, over 250,000 employees, they are based in India alone. Can you read that again very carefully? More than 250,000 employees in India. That's what we are talking about. That means any large reconstructing inside Cognizant automatically becomes a major story for Indian families, Indian cities, and India's IT ecosystem itself. Thousands of middle-class households, they depend directly on these salaries. EMI depends on these jobs. In fact, children's education depends on these jobs. Entire family's future depends on these jobs. And now uncertainty is spreading again. In the meantime, Cognizant CEO Ravi Kumar, he also confirmed that these changes are part of a global program that will impact multiple parts of the organization. And this is not even the first warning sign. Earlier, Cognizant had already launched its Next Gen program, where more than 3,500 roles they were eliminated, while the company also reduced office spaces significantly. But reports now suggest that the latest reconstructing would become the biggest cost-cutting drive in Cognizant history. And that is why employees are nervous. Because what started as isolated layoff inside a few tech firms, it is now turning into an industry-wide transformation. Now, another company, Oracle. Oracle also announced massive workforce reduction, right? Meta is cutting thousands of employees while investing heavily in AI infrastructure. Coinbase openly admits that AI is replacing traditional work structure, and now Cognizant is preparing for one of the biggest reconstructing exercise in the history. Can you imagine? There's a pattern that is becoming visible, and this is where the story becomes even more painful. Because you know what? The crisis facing Indians in America, it is no longer just about layoffs or salary or artificial intelligence. Well, it is now becoming deeply emotional. Behind every H-1B visa, there is a family. There are parents who are growing old in India. There are children growing up in America. There are people trapped between the two worlds. And one heartbreaking story has now shaken thousands of Indians online.